And we are live. Hey, y'all.
Hey guys.
So, tonight, y'all, we want to talk about generational wealth basically tonight. And the reason why we want to talk about generational wealth because I think it's really important, you guys. We think it's really important, especially throughout life, when you're doing a lot of things and things like that. So basically, we all know what generational wealth actually represent. Actually represent like assets passed down from one generation to the next. Maybe your kids, maybe if you don't have any kids, sister, brothers, or any family member that you choose. It's basically like an inheritance, that could go towards like any income generating investment, um, any assets which will appreciate in value, or even like towards any purchasing or like for your first home, your first car, or whatever it is that you may want to invest in. But just basically passing it down the line throughout your family, friends. My thing for us with generational wealth, I plan on just passing it down to my kids. So I would definitely say that. So what I
Mhm.
want to do tonight, or what we want to do tonight, me and Shan, because that is my friend Shan over there, and this is my little boy that's getting all in my camera. But I just want to ask her a couple questions, and we'll give you guys like a little breakdown of like what the generational wealth is, and what we mean by and how important it is. So what I'm gonna do is ask a couple questions. Shan, is that okay?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, perfect, perfect. So my first question, Shan, I want to ask you, like, why do you think that more African Americans aren't concerned about generational wealth?
Wow. Okay. My intake on that is I think just from the beginning, African Americans just did not start off with the um what's the word? We didn't start off in a place where we would think about generational wealth, where we would think about saving something for our kids or having something for our kids. We started off with being able to survive. We as an African American race been, you know, pretty much in slavery, being sold, being in poverty. We really, really was in the mindset of just survival. So if we had kids, we wanted to make sure they made it to the next birthday. We wanted to make sure we had a roof over our head. We wanted to make sure we had something to eat. We wanted to make sure we was just able to live another day. So unlike, other people that are born into wealth, we didn't think about those things. We didn't think about establishing any kind of business. We didn't think about saving money. We didn't think about, having something for our next generation to come because it just wasn't in our mind. It wasn't a mindset. It wasn't instilled in us. It wasn't taught to us to be able to provide generational wealth, to go out and build a business so your kids and your grandkids would be able to have something stable, something where they didn't have to struggle as they came along. Whereas with us, we didn't have that. It was a struggle and it was just pretty much about survival. So that's why I think
Mhm.
a lot of us are still in that mindset where we just need to survive. We need to go to work, make sure we have food on the table, make sure we have a roof over our head. We need to survive. And then we teach that to our kids that they just need to survive instead of teaching, hey, you are capable of starting a business. You are capable of creating the life that you want to live. So that's why I think a lot of us don't think about that generational wealth because we are still in survival mode.
Right. And I totally agree. Like, that's a great answer. Like, that's really important. Like you said, it is important, but a lot of us don't think about it because of the mindset that we do have, especially with coming back. Like, I would say, like, back in the day, it was like really bad then, because they didn't have anyone to teach them, like you said, or show them, like, this is important for our future. And now that we're currently seeing it, some of us don't. But at the end of the day, that's currently, you summed it up. It's basically, that's true. So I totally agree with that. So I'll go to the next question that I wanted to ask you. Like, my next question that I've been thinking about, like, where do you think we missed the mark when it comes to that?
Honestly, I think right now where we are missing the mark as a whole is really fear, not wanting to take a chance, not and even not believing in ourselves, not even having, and I won't even say the mindset, but not believing in ourselves. Because for generation over generation over generation, we haven't been taught that. We've been taught to go to college, we've been taught to get a job, we've been taught to work until we are old and then retire and not have any money, or we don't go to college and we haven't been taught anything after that. Like, okay, even if you don't go to college, go out and do a business, go out and there's something that you're born with, there's a gift that God has blessed everybody with. So
Right.
there's something that you're born with. Use that gift to generate an income for yourself. You don't have to be on the street or struggling because you did not go to college. But in our minds, we think if we don't go to college, if we don't get this degree, then we're not going to amount to anything. When in actuality, it's really you. It's really you wanting to have something different, wanting to step out on fear, wanting to being able to know that ultimately you have control of your mind. I was listening to I think it's Earl Nightingale, and he said it's your mind. Your mind is what drives everything. And I guess it would go back to mindset. If you don't have the mindset and know I can do this, I am worthy of this, then you let your mind either take you further or you let your mind keep you where you are and never increase. So the gap is really us. You know, it really is us as a race, as an individual. It really starts with us saying, hey, I can do that. I am worthy of that.
I agree. I agree. And you answered my number three question, but that is perfect. Like you said, you have to change your mindset to want better, or you have to change your mindset to reach any goal that you want to reach. And it comes to business, generational wealth, anything in life. So you are totally right about that. Because my next question was like basically how do we change our mindset? And like you said, it's letting go of fear. Basically just stepping out and doing it. Stepping out on faith, expect the unexpected because it's still going to be ups and downs at any time, any given time with anything. So at the end of the day, it's going to make you stronger and make you be a better person and know how to do it right that second time, right? So I agree with you on everything that you stated with that as well. So I'll go ahead and ask my fourth question that I currently have been thinking about. Even though I have currently answered some of these questions myself, I wanted to get like a second opinion. It's always good to get a second opinion or someone that has an opinion because hey, you never know. Anybody, your thought may help me and
Right.
my thoughts may help you. So I wanted to go ahead and ask you a couple questions tonight about like this generational wealth because that's the topic we've been thinking
Okay.
about. So why not talk about it? So tell me this, like, what are like the options to getting off their struggle bus, to get away that fear or to get the mindset to get there? What would you say is like a great option to get off their struggle bus?
Well, I think what a great option is to get off the struggle bus is first starting with yourself. And that's I did a I was writing down some things the other day, and one of the things was that the easiest things that can be done seems like the hardest things. And the hardest things seem to be the easiest things. And the hardest thing is for you to believe in yourself, but it's really just an easy thing because it's only controlled by yourself. And
Right.
people make it be so hard to just believe in yourself and believe that you can do it, right? And so I would start, as far as the options are, starting with me. Like you and I, we have the option, and that's one of the great things um about how things are right now. We have options. Our ancestors that fought and did everything for us provided a way for us to have options, and so many of us do not utilize the options that we have. And having those options and not taking advantage of them, it really is it really is kind of sad. And being in the business that we're in has taught me a lot in the network marketing business. You get to talk to a lot of people, you get to meet a lot of people. And the whole thing about network marketing is to help somebody else. A true network marketing company allows you to help somebody else. You don't benefit, you don't gain anything, you don't do anything unless you actually help somebody else. And so that's what our jobs are. You and I, that's what our jobs are, is to help
Right.
other people. And so with trying to help other people, you see that people don't want to take the options, don't want to utilize the options that they have. And really it starts with us. You have the ability to be off that struggle bus. And like I said, God has given us all some kind of talent somewhere. And there are so many trainings where you can take your habits, not your hobbies, and make money from it. So that's one of the ways you can get off the struggle bus. You can decide to um, do network marketing, which requires no college degree. It's just
Right.
a willingness to help somebody, willingness to have a drive, to want to be off the struggle bus. You can do some kind of marketing, a YouTube. You can do a social media. And we've been blessed with social media, right? So social media opens the doors for so many different things. Even if you did like paint, I saw this girl, she literally takes a canvas, put paint on it, and spins it around and sells it.
Oh my.
Sells it. So there are so many different options. As far as getting off the struggle bus, it starts with us. You either stay where you are or you decide to do something about it. And it starts with you, it starts with your mind, it starts with you letting go of fear and stop thinking that you can't, because doggone it, you can. There's nothing that you can't do once you put your mind to it and you start it. And the cool thing about it is that when you fail and you fail forward, you learn something different. You grow a little bit more. But if you're not failing and you're staying right there, nothing is going to change. You're going to continue to ride that struggle bus. So, options, utilize all of the options that we have in order to get off the struggle bus. Utilize yourself, and it starts with you and letting go of
Yes.
fear.
Yes, yes, yes. That is so true, Shan. That is amazing. I am loving this tonight. Like, literally, so it's so encouraging, motivational, and I definitely would say it's something to think about, it's something to think about. So that's amazing. The last thing that I wanted to ask about, and then we can sum it up, we can wrap it up, basically just put out there what we want to leave you with. But I'll ask you one last thing. Like, why is it that, like we say, live the American dream? We work ourselves like basically until we get old to enjoy retirement. Why is it that we do that? We just basically work to just live and then enjoy retirement at the end.
I think it's like that because that's all we know. That's all we came from, being slaves, working for other people. So that working for other people, being a slave, not having our own thoughts, not having our own control of our own lives. And then because we were already working for somebody else, it trickled over to working for somebody else, living the American dream. Okay, now I'm working, I'm going to school, I'm getting my college education, I'm getting paid to work for somebody else. But what happens after that? Nothing. We don't have anything after that. So to us, that's our American dream, going to school, getting a college education, and working for somebody else. When there's so much more, the ability to work for yourself and to honestly control what your day looks like is such a rewarding feeling. When you work for somebody else and you have your good job, and most of us don't like our good jobs, some of us like our good jobs and we really want to stay with our good jobs, but most of us don't like our good jobs, right? And so um I lost my train of thought. What question was? But what was the question again? I'm so
It
sorry.
was basically what I was asking you, like, why do we say like we basically live that American dream? Like we're basically just living to actually retire.
We're living to actually retire. So when we get to that point of now we have the American dream because we are getting paid and the money looks good, but you've sacrificed your family time, you've sacrificed time with your kids, you sacrifice your time going on vacation because they only give you like 2 weeks a year. So you've sacrificed all of this other time that you could have done different things with working for yourself just to get to what 65, 70, I think it's like 72 to retire. And at 72, honestly, how many trips are you going to take a year at 72?
Right.
When putting all of that work that you put in for somebody else, climbing the ladder and going after different positions that another 15 or 20 people is going after, and then you put in for this position and you've got turned down 5 or 6 times, but you know that you are worth it. You know that your work ethics are worth it. You know that you deserve more, but they tell you how much you're going to make. They tell you when you're going to be up, even when you go to the bathroom, how many vacation days, how many sick days you have, and you put in that work because that's what we do. We work, and we work for somebody else because we want to have that American dream. When the big picture is the American dream is what the people already had that was having us as slaves, the people that was able to control everything, the people that decided when you wanted to eat or if you can eat or how much you was going to get paid. They were living the American dream. But now we have options that we can live the American dream as well. We can control what our days look like. So living the American dream is not working until I'm working 60 and 80 hours a week just so my check would be good. It's not living paycheck to paycheck because I'm making $25 an hour and I'm still living paycheck to paycheck. The American dream is controlling life on your own terms, being able to call your own shots, being able to live the way that you want to live, the way that you know you should live, the way that God desired for you to live. That's the American dream.
Right. So I totally agree. I totally agree. And these are just some things, just to let you know, like some things that we definitely have been, talking about already. Some things that came to mind and thought, like basically, like, wow, these are some things Shan came up with. Like, let's see, how can I get some answers for this, right? I wasn't born back in slavery days. It's a lot.
Right,
I wasn't, able to see and know back in the day,
right,
unless the parents of mine, as well as my grandparents, were able to, sit down and tell me, which they tell us some things, but they won't be able to remember to tell us all things that currently has
right.
happened back then. So, these are just some things that was brought to thought that can may help me, and not only me, just other people as well. So I definitely wanted to, ask you those questions, because this is something that I think hold us back in the world, just me as well as others. Even before starting this business, there was things that held me back. But after prayer and just having faith and just stepping out there, I've been successful ever since, and I love it. And when I say spiritually, mentally, financially, all of that, it currently comes into place because money is not everything. But at the end of the day, when it comes to generational wealth, getting you and your family what you need, that's what matters, because you get all of that personal development. Spiritually, you can pay your tithes on time every month. You can do all of those things. Physically, you can have like a great thing coming out with that as well. So I think that's really important,
Right.
with generational wealth. And like I said, I'm the type, I definitely want to pass something down to my kids as well as my family if I were to leave this world before them, at the end of the day, making sure they're okay, not just saying, hey, I done left them with a whole $1,000,000 worth or whatever. It's just for, well, to get them things that they really need, to purchase their first home, to purchase their first car, to get them out of college, things like that. So I totally want to sum it up. Like basically, I would say that generational wealth, based off your feedback as well as mine, is just basically, having a backup, having something for when you ever leave here for your kids, or, before your kids, something is there for them, not to just be there, but to remember you as well, because they're going to remember you outside of all of that. So basically, to get that generational wealth, you have to just change your mindset. and you'll change your life because that'll eliminate that fear and help you step out there to even, like you said, start a network marketing business like us, because you can get somewhere with it. You work at your time, you get any amount of money that you want, limitless. You set your goal, you make it. We
Right.
teach you to get there, and there's something that we do. So it's not something that we're just throwing out there like, hey, you just gotta do this. No, it's real. It's not spam. It's not a scam. So just step out on faith, you guys. Basically, it was fearful for me, to just step out on faith. But after prayer, I know God is real, and I know He'll take care of anything we need to get done. So I did it, and I don't regret me stepping out a day in this world. I love it. I love my company. I love myself. I love my team. I love everyone. And it's been an amazing experience, you guys. So just step out on faith, you guys. Let go of the fear. Let go of dwelling on the past and letting your past hinder your future. Letting your past hinder, just because someone else didn't make it, just because your mother, just because your father, your cousin, your uncle didn't make it or wasn't able to do it. Don't think that you can't do it, because you can do whatever you put your mind to. You just have to change your mind. So I definitely want to leave that with you guys in closing because it was on my heart. Um, and want to see if Shan has anything else to say before we go tonight, because this has been a great night for us. We're just relaxed tonight, so you don't see us in our lipstick or in our little fancy outfits right now tonight, because we're doing pajama video tonight, right? So
Right.
we're just
Right.
had something on our hearts that we wanted to speak to you guys about, and just want you to know, like, stay strong, you guys. Like, create your mindset, and your mindset will actually get there with putting so many positive people in your life, talking to people that have been there, even talking to people that haven't been there, because they still may have a piece of something that may help you in life. So just basically think about it, let go of fear, step out, and so you can get to where you need to be.
Right. And so the last thing I'll say in closing is pretty much the way I look at generational wealth is having my family, really my daughter, and helping my family along the way, but having my daughter start off with something other than having to struggle as she gets older, as she finishes with school, as she starts life, as when she comes out of my house. I want her to start off without having to struggle. Now, whatever she does in life, whichever direction she goes in life, is completely up to her and whatever she does. But I want to give her the options, and I want to start her off without a struggle. And I'll say with this business and network marketing, I think network marketing, honestly, is for everybody. Now, since I've been into network marketing, I think like everybody that is a millionaire, or everybody that has a fancy house or a fancy car, I said, oh, they got to be doing network marketing. They got to be doing network marketing, because that's what network marketing brings to us, right? It gives us the ability to dream and see and have those luxury things that we want, because there's no cap in our pay. So whether you do network marketing or not, start with something. Start with something. My message tonight was pretty much to say, hey, you don't have to struggle. You don't have to continue to be on that struggle bus. There are options. Start with something and do it. Of course, with network marketing, we're going to be there with you. We're going to help you along the way. And we're going to, give you all of the tools that you need, all of the trainings that you need. It's just going to be you again, stepping out on fear, having the drive to say, damn it, I want to be off this struggle bus, and I'm ready to do something about it. So that's what I would leave you guys with. Um, and thinking about your kids and your family, starting them off with something other than having to struggle, because we have options.
Yes, you guys. When I say, if you just catching this video right now, like, rewind this video, listen to this video from beginning to end, because it's very inspiring, it's very motivational, and it's just keeping it real, because me and Shan is the type of ladies that we like to keep it real, and we don't like to step on any toes or hurt any feelings, but we just like to keep it real, basically. Just let you know how it is. I mean, it's just life, and it's just the honest truth. So you're rather for someone to be honest with you than just sitting out there just selling you something, basically. So we want to just keep it real, you guys. So if you guys are interested in network marketing with us, having that, that income where it's limitless, you can get the income that you would like. You let us know, and we'll be more than happy to actually get you started. But other than that, we're gonna leave you guys in closing tonight, and we want you guys to have a great night, okay?